back to Happy Health. I hope you watched our show last week and following all our tips and advices and staying healthy, looking good good and feeling at your best. And as promised, we are back here today with Miss Monica Rajiv Batra. She is the founder of One Diet Point. She's the leading weight loss and fat loss dietitian and nutritionist in India and in Singapore. Diet Point is an award winning weight loss clinic based out of Mumbai with a growing clientele based online from Abu Dhabi, USA, Singapore, and UK. Monica is a highly qualified nutritionist and she is helping thousands of professionals, homemakers, sports, and movie stars lose weight and feel their best. She has a MSc in nutrition from SNDT KM Hospital in Mumbai, and she has an MBA from in hospital management from TISS Mumbai. So without further ado, let me welcome Monica. Monica, welcome to our show. Happy health.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for such a good introduction. And I hope I'm doing justice to all your questions. And I think this episode also would be liked very much.
Yes.
Let's get yeah.
So this episode we are dedicated to the food habits, how to eat healthy, okay, for overall health. So my first question is, when you eat, what you eat is important in a day, right? So when is the good time to eat fruits?
So, Gayatri, let's understand one thing. There is a lot of hype around fruits that you
Mhm.
should not eat in the evening, you should not eat at this time, and you should not. There is a lot of hype. Now, to understand a simple thing is that if a bread slice is 40 calories in the morning, it is 40 calories in the evening too,
Yeah,
right? So, people what they're doing is they're avoiding carbs completely in the evening part because they feel the next day they really gain weight,
yeah,
right? This
yeah.
is not only because of that one bread slice or one fruit or one mango. Coming to fruits, what is the right time? You should not take fruits immediately after meals.
Okay.
If you have had a full fledged meal, for
Mhm.
instance, if my meal plate consists of roti, sabzi, dal, rice,
Mhm.
and some dessert, and sometimes if not the dessert, we take mango as a dessert,
Yeah.
or the amras as the dessert, or the sitafal. Now what happens is you have whatever we eat
Hmm.
is made into sugar in the body.
Yes.
There is a lot of sugar at one go, okay, with the meal. Now adding to that sugar, you're giving that fruit. So
Yes.
that is the time that you give a lot of extra sugar to your body, and
Mhm.
it is for the body to handle it becomes a little too much. So immediately after your meal is not really the right time, also because giving extra sugar. Second, the vitamins, the minerals in the fruit are not absorbed very well because there is already food to be absorbed.
Yes.
Third, the fruit will not be digested very well. The
Mhm.
fruit is will ferment very fast.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so immediately after the meal is not the right time.
Okay.
Secondly, you must have seen people, as soon as you reach office, you take a coffee, okay,
Mhm.
or you take a chai, and then after 10-15 minutes, you again eat a fruit.
Okay.
Now, along with the tea, coffee, any meal is not good because the
Mhm.
tannin and the caffeine,
Mhm.
okay, will not allow absorption of minerals from
Yes.
whatever you eat. So again, um, any your fruit close to your tea coffee time is again not good.
Okay.
For as for me, getting up in the morning and going for a tea coffee is not the right thing to do. This is the best time to take a fruit,
Oh,
because
okay.
when you get up in the morning and you take the tea and the coffee, the acidity level of your stomach really rises
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So the
Okay.
best time would be um early mornings when you get up and you need something. Then
Mhm.
that should be your fruit time and not your tea time. Then
Okay.
coming to, there is a lot of hype that you should not be eating a lot of fruits because it
Mhm.
is fructose and it has to be it is fructose sugar. It
Mhm.
is not glucose. So
Yeah.
glucose is used by our entire body,
Mhm.
and fructose is used has to be processed only by liver.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a lot of hype that you should not eat fruits because it is fructose, but somehow I don't believe into it. And it is, there are researchers supporting it, but somehow I don't limit
Mhm.
onto fruits, because
Okay.
First, they're giving you a lot of vitamins and minerals,
Yes.
right? Second, instead of you going for a pack of ice cream or a
Yes.
tub of ice cream or a donut or a
Yes.
chocolate, I would prefer to subside your sweet cravings. You go for a fruit instead,
Of
right?
course. Yes.
So
Mhm.
somehow, my clients, they always tell that, you're not limiting our fruits.
Mhm.
I know somewhere I'm wrong, but somehow I feel psychologically it is still better than going for
Yes.
anything which is packed sugar
Oh, yes.
that way. So yes,
Yeah.
it differs from person to person that way.
Yeah. So, the kids love soda and fruit juices. What can we replace? How can we replace soda and fruit juices? And what is a healthier drink for them?
Now, soda is something which is, if it is sugary soda, then of course it's a no-no. Okay. And we see, as I mentioned in the last episode as well, that anything sweet in the market is not even made with sugar. It is
Yeah.
made with corn syrup.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you are concentrating sugar 1,000 times and giving it to your child, it is much more harmful. For example, you could be taking khaskhas, okay,
Mhm.
in your salad. It is not harmful, but if you concentrate it is a kind of drug that is made from
Okay.
khaskhas, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
take rice, you concentrate, ferment it, it becomes alcohol. So
Mhm.
if you concentrate anything, it becomes harmful for your body, right? Similarly, a glass of fresh fruit juice at home with some amount of sugar may not be that harmful as compared to the pack of juice that you buy it from outside,
Yeah.
because it is concentrated.
Yes.
Coming to fresh fruit juices at home,
Mhm.
that also should not be given every single day. For
Okay.
example, if I'm making orange juice, I require at least 5 oranges to make that glass.
Yeah.
Plus, I discard that fiber. Okay,
Yes.
that is what the minerals and vitamins are in. I
Yes.
discard that fiber. So again, I'm giving only fruit sugar to the child, right?
Concentrated.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so once in a while, giving juices to the children, and to, for even for yourself, for good skin and everything is fine. For the taste also.
Mhm.
But if you're doing this every day,
Mhm.
you are eating 5 oranges a day, which you would otherwise not do,
Yes.
right? So it is better to take oranges as a snack rather than going for a juice. You may eat maximum 2, not
Mhm.
beyond that.
Yeah.
You will never take 5 to make it a
Yes.
glass that way.
Yeah.
So yes, excess of good is also bad.
Yes.
You can use it, you should not misuse or abuse that way. That would be the message.
Yes. Thank you. And can you explain how to control diabetes in vegetarians? And can you give us a little advice on the diet throughout the day for the to control the diabetes in vegetarians?
Okay. Now, say for instance, you could see that earlier, when our parents or our grandparents were 65, 70,
Mhm.
and then they started getting diabetes,
Yes.
right? Because our body's capacity to release insulin also starts decreasing with age,
Yes.
right? Insulin is needed to digest anything that we eat,
Mhm.
be it roti or be it plain sugar. Insulin is needed. But now you see teenagers are getting diabetes. The reason is, if my body's capacity is say 20 ml, it's just
Yes.
an example. If my body's capacity is 20 ml of releasing insulin to digest what I'm eating, and if I'm giving 50 grams of sugar every day to my body, the body shuts off. It may carry that function for 10 years, 15
Yeah.
years, for 20 years, but after that it starts giving up. And that is why you see that now in our 30s and even in our 18 and 19, teenagers are getting sugar,
Diabetes.
diabetes.
Mhm.
Because from the childhood, we are feeding them extra every 2 hours meals, the 2 hour meal pattern, if you see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
plus the packed food.
Yeah.
So how to reverse it?
Mhm.
It is very much reversible,
Mhm.
unless your high blood sugar has started affecting your eyes or your kidneys. It does, right? So otherwise it is very much reversible. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is that you need to keep yourself full for a longest period of time.
Mhm.
Okay. Now for example, you see Japanese,
Yeah.
these people, they don't snack, they eat 3 meals. Okay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Mhm.
So if I'm taking my breakfast at around 8 till 1, it's like a mini fast.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so what we do is we eat our breakfast, and after some time we eat again something, and then again. So the insulin is released every time you eat.
Yes.
Okay, so the only thing that you have to do is you have to keep in mind that your body should remain full for next 3, 4, 5 hours,
Mm-hmm.
so that the insulin also gets time to settle down.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
for you to feel full,
Mm-hmm.
first thing that comes to my mind is vegetables.
Yes.
Vegetables will stay in your stomach for a longer period of time. They have a lot of fiber.
Mm-hmm.
So, passing out vegetables is taking a long period of time. Second is protein.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is, it could be chicken, it could be eggs, it could be dals and
Yeah.
pulses, it could be tofu, it
Mm-hmm.
could be sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so any meal that you eat should have a salad serving or a soup serving and a protein serving. And
Okay.
then comes the carbs. That is your
Okay.
rice, roti, breads. Okay, so once you are having a complete meal,
Mm-hmm.
for example, salad, dal, sabzi, and everything, automatically your attention on rice and roti and breads becomes a little less.
Yeah.
But if you are having a sandwich for your lunch,
Mm-hmm.
okay, which with very little amount of vegetable or no
Yeah.
vegetable, it is going to be digested very quickly, and again you eat, you know. So
Snacks.
the only thing that you have to practice is to reverse your diabetes is that you should be keeping your stomach full for
Mm-hmm.
a longer period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Second is start with mild walks.
Okay.
Okay. So every day, 30 to 40 minutes of walk. Now, in the last episode, we said that, you must have seen people going on walks for so many years, but they're still the same.
Yeah.
You don't have to continue only walks all the time. You
Mm-hmm.
start with walks for first 2 months, and then start with very mild jogging that we spoke, in the last
Last
episode.
episode, yes.
30 seconds of jog and then walk for 1 minute. Then again 30 seconds of jog and then walk for 1 minute.
Okay.
And it is not difficult to reverse your diabetes. It's just that it takes a little time,
And
4 to 5 months, yeah, and you will see your blood parameters really improving.
oh,
Now, coming to quick fixes that people go for, take this and your diabetes would be under control. Take that and
yeah.
your diabetes would be under
Killed.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things are helpful if your roots, or you could say that your basic lifestyle is helpful. There is no magic pill or magic option to control your diabetes with methi dana, or
Yeah.
to control your diabetes with apple cider vinegar. Of course that is helpful, but that the main portion is your own lifestyle, which plays around 90%, and these things would help you for around, the 10 next 8 9% is your medication, and 1 2% is are the quick fixes that you think about,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I hope I've answered your question, yeah.
Yes. Yes. You did. It's really helpful. So the next question is, wheat. We eat a lot of wheat. Roti, dal, sabji is our main food most of the time, and wheat is not considered a good grain. What is a good substitute for wheat in our cooking?
So what is happening is now, we have been eating wheat since a
Mhm.
long, long time. Our
Yes.
grandparents also,
Yeah.
especially North Indians. For example, I'm a Punjabi. We have grown up on wheat. We
Wheat.
still eat wheat. Now the problem is there are two factors. One, to meet the demands. Earlier we started saying rice is not good.
Yeah.
People shifted to wheat. Now
Yes.
we're saying wheat is
Wheat is
not
good.
good. People shifting to oats and quinoa,
Yes.
right? The reason is to meet the demands. The agriculture industry has actually, there is a lot of hybridization in the wheat that
Yes.
is happening. So the modern wheat is definitely, causing some problems to some people.
Hmm.
Okay, so it is only some people.
Yes.
But the second thing is the gluten-free product manufacturers,
Yes.
right?
Big market.
Yeah, so there is a huge lot of money, there is huge lobby involved in pushing these products in
Yes.
the market, right? As soon as you go to a doctor these days, the third thing is there are no proper tests to diagnose that you're having wheat allergy.
Oh yeah.
Even today, there are no concrete parameters. So you just go to the doctor and you say that I'm feeling bloating and I'm feeling, there are these allergies. So the doctor has no option because he doesn't have those concrete data available. So what they do is they stop your wheat.
Yes.
Plus the market, the lobby of the gluten free products. So when you go to the malls today, there are at least one full wall of gluten free
Gluten free.
products.
Yes.
So how to, the marketing, for instance, some 30-40 years ago, we
Mm-hmm.
were told through this marketing that oils are good and ghee is bad.
Yes.
And suddenly our moms, they became very alert, and they fought with our grannies that ghee is bad, don't feed ghee, and they started with this refined oils.
Yes.
And now we are coming back to the same thing, that ghee is good and oils
Yes.
are bad, right?
Yes.
So it's just that our grannies are not, you know, there
Wow.
to fight with the moms, but we are coming back to the same thing because it is again the marketing by the oil companies. Okay,
Yeah.
so I would not say everybody has a wheat allergy. I feel the percentage is very less, but it is also because of the marketing. Second, no concrete test that we have, everything is playing part, and we have made wheat look very bad. It is
Oh,
not that bad.
okay. I love
Because
my
we have
rotis.
grown, yeah, we've grown on it.
Yeah.
Yes, again, the governments or whosoever the officials are should look into the hybridization that is done and should control it. But I would still feel that, if you feel that rice is bad, now wheat is bad, and if you feel that now, I think the next would be oats,
Mhm.
that is also bad, then switch to millets.
Okay.
Okay, millets have, again, it's we have been eating it locally. Our
Yeah.
genetic structure, our grandfathers, our forefathers have eaten millets, rice, wheat. So our genetic structure we have derived from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so definitely millets will again cause no harm. So
Okay.
that there is ragi, there is bajra, there is jawar. So every state has their own millet. So
Yes.
you can switch to millets that way.
That's
But
a
I would
great.
still not say that you switch to completely
Okay.
to quinoa.
Millet.
Sorry, because again quinoa is very high carb. If it is high protein, also it is very high carb too. I
Okay.
would prefer to going to millets.
That is a great recommendation. So now the very important question. I know we all love our rotis. We all love our rice. Between wheat and rice, which one is preferable?
Both,
Both is good.
both, both is good. For example, if you're eating rajma,
Yeah.
you don't want to eat it with chapati, right?
Chapati. You want it with
As I
rice.
mentioned, see, one serving of wheat and one serving of rice have the same calories.
Okay.
The only difference is wheat has a lot more fiber. Okay, so you
Okay.
require it less.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're eating rice, the only thing that you have to keep in mind is that this is not the only thing to eat.
Okay.
Take a salad so
Yeah.
that you add that fiber which is missing. Take
Mm-hmm.
a dal
Mm-hmm.
extra so that you add that fiber which is missing in, which is there in wheat, and why we prefer wheat. So you take one small serving. It is
Okay.
only on the portion that you eat.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, everything is good, everything is bad. How you use it, that depends
Yeah.
on that.
Portion control. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So now everybody love their rice. They don't want to give it up. Between basmati and brown rice, which one is good?
I would say any rice is good. All rice have the same calories. Okay, a little bit here and there. For example, if you go to see red rice, which is now hitting the malls like anything, and is sold at such an expensive price. Then there is brown rice, which is much more expensive, than the white rice. Now,
Yes.
to be honest, if you are a South Indian, if you've grown in the southern parts of India around Kerala, you are used to eating brown rice.
Yes.
Okay, it would be digested very well. Okay, for me, who is North Indian, who is not used to even rice,
Yeah.
forget about brown rice. I don't like the taste of it,
Mhm.
right? I don't like the taste. It takes much longer to cook.
Yeah.
Okay, it's much more expensive.
Mhm.
And really, are there so many nutrients in that brown part?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so there, as per our nutrition books,
Mhm.
there is something called as anti-nutrients. Okay,
Mhm.
rice, the brown rice also has some amount of anti-nutrients, which is not marketed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the only thing is marketed is fiber.
Yes.
Brown rice should be eaten because it has more fiber. But brown rice also has anti-nutrients which will not let your other nutrients to be absorbed. Okay, so this is not marketed basically. So if you think that you should eat brown rice because of fiber,
Mhm.
then add fiber from the real thing. Add vegetables to your rice.
Okay. Okay.
Add, the whole pulses to your rice. Your fiber is increased. When we eat rice, we don't eat plain rice.
Yes.
Okay, your fiber content depends on the entire meal and not
Mhm.
only on the rice.
Yes.
Okay, so you traveling to a certain place to get that particular brand of rice doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, that extra 2, 3, 4 milligrams of fiber can be achieved with your vegetables, can be achieved with your fruits, with your sprouts, with your dals and pulses,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
anyhow.
Yes.
So you don't have to spend, there are people who feel that it's a lot more expensive.
So the next important question: basmati rice vs brown rice. Which one is good?
Okay, so I feel both.
Mhm.
Okay, now for instance, Gayatri, if you have grown up in the, you're born and brought up in the southern parts of India, if you are a Keralite, you have grown up eating that
Eating.
brown rice.
Yes.
Okay, you're used to it, you are able to digest it. But if you ask somebody who is from north part of India, for us, we are mostly on wheat. Okay, rice
Yes.
is once or twice a week.
Mhm.
Okay, apart from that, going to brown rice, I'm not able to digest it. It is a lot of
Okay.
fiber for me. Okay,
Mhm.
it gives me bloating.
Mhm.
It takes much more time to cook. Okay,
Yes.
it is much more expensive because of the hype these days.
Yes.
Earlier it was not so expensive, right?
Yes.
Third point is that I don't like the taste. As
Yes.
simple as that,
Yeah, it is
right?
different.
I somehow don't like the taste. Now
Yes.
coming to whether brown rice is good or white rice is good. As per our textbooks, we have something called as anti-nutrients.
Mhm.
Okay, which is, you know, anti-nutrients are substances which are there in some foods which
Mhm.
will not allow absorption of other nutrients.
Yes.
So we see a lot of hype around the brown rice because it has a lot of fiber.
Mhm.
But the same manufacturers or the same marketing guys don't tell us that it also has anti-nutrients. And the
Oh.
white rice, when that brown part is removed, the white rice does not have it. So a lot depends on our marketing.
Okay.
Okay, now if I had been born and brought up in the southern part of India, then my forefathers have been eating this brown rice. My genetic structure is similar to them, and
Yeah.
I'm able to digest it, and I like its taste. Okay, but people who are just marketing it only on one, benefit of
Yeah.
high fiber, we don't eat rice as it is. If I'm
Yeah.
eating rice, I eat it with certain amount of curries, certain amount of salad, certain amount of sabzis.
Mhm.
So the fiber content of my meal depends on the entire meal and not only the rice.
Yes.
Okay, so for instance, if I'm eating my brown rice with some chicken and salad, the
Yeah.
fiber content is different. If I'm eating my brown rice with aloo ka curry,
Mhm.
potato curry, the fiber content is different.
Yes.
So that 1 milligram or 2 milligrams of extra fiber can be achieved in your meal with additions of vegetables, with additions of dals and sprouts and dahi and other things. Or
Yes.
throughout the day, if you have not eaten, your fiber, you take your fruit, you take that fiber from any other thing. It's
Okay.
not present only in brown rice. So
Okay.
you have to take, you have to think about other factors. Is it very
Yes.
expensive for you?
Mhm.
Do you have to travel a little far, and get the reputed brand of brown rice?
Yeah.
Do you like the taste? Are you able to digest it? It depends.
Yes.
There are a lot of South Indian friends and clients who prefer brown rice because they like the taste. There are
Mhm.
a lot of clients who are not able to eat it. So there is no compulsion. If you are able to digest, eat it.
Mhm.
But there is good and bad in each food, and you can actually modify it as per your needs. Add a lot
Okay.
of vegetables, add a lot of dals, and you're good to go. Whether it is red rice or brown rice or white rice or black rice these days, one cup has 105, 107 calories.
Okay.
Simple.
So thank you so much, everyone, for watching this episode. Thank you, Monica, for this wonderful and
Thank
helpful
you.
tips on food. So I hope everybody enjoyed it and you will incorporate in your life all these tips. So this brought us to this end of this episode of Mana TV International's Happy Health. See you next week again with another exciting topic. Stick around next week and join us. Thank you.